Welcome to Transport Vlog. My name is Paul and I'm currently outside the little known entrance to Redfern Station on Marion Street. And behind me you can see evidence of a new aerial concourse. This is progressing quite rapidly at the moment and this is what this video is going to be all about. Besides the new south aerial concourse, there's also going to be another new entrance on the other side, so I'll show you that as well. Redfern Station is the 6th busiest station in New South Wales, but it currently only has one lift. This lift was installed in 2015 and provides access to platforms 6 and 7 only. Redfern Station currently has two entrances, the main entrance that leads to Lawson Street and Gibbons Street, and a very small and basic entrance on Marion Street. The Redfern Station upgrade is costing around $100 million, and besides bringing new lifts and stairs, it will also provide quicker and more convenient access to South Everleigh, along with additional bicycle parking and shared paths. A new aerial concourse is currently being constructed towards the south end of the station. This will link to the Marion Street entrance, which will be significantly enlarged. On the northwest side, the aerial concourse will link to a brand new station entrance on Little Everleigh Street. The aerial concourse itself will provide access to 5 lifts, which will allow step-free access to platforms 2 to 10. For platform 1, the lift will be within the Little Everleigh Street station entrance building. There is level access between both entrances and the aerial concourse, so lifts are only required to access the platforms. Stairs with overhead canopies for weather protection will provide access to platforms 1 to 10. The underground platforms 11 and 12, which are served by the T4 Eastern Suburbs line, currently have escalators but do not have lifts from the main Lawson Street entrance. Adding lifts to these platforms is outside the scope of this project. So here is the view of the new aerial concourse as it was looking on the 2nd of January 2022. This is looking from west to east. It's about 80 metres long and 6 metres wide. The concourse deck is made of concrete. The basic concrete bridge structure was installed in 3 sections over 3 separate weekends between July and September 2021. This was during the 2021 COVID-19 lockdown, so this work was progressing rapidly, but most of us were unable to see it at the time. The new lift for platforms 6 and 7 was installed during a track work possession between the 26th and the 29th of December 2021. The lift behind this is for platforms 2 and 3. This was put into place during a weekend possession earlier in December last year. Notice the fully framed glazed panels that are currently being installed on the sides of the aerial concourse. You can also see the aluminium battens for the concourse ceiling. By way of comparison, here is some footage taken on the 20th of December last year. This is before the lift to platforms 6 and 7 was installed. And now going back to the 20th of October last year, and all you can see is the concrete base and some temporary wooden walls. And this building on platform 1 looks like it could be in the way. More on this later. And there is a much larger building in the way as well. I'll reveal what will happen to that later in this video. Now looking towards platform 1, you can see what I think are steel strands, and these will be used to connect the new stairs to platform 1 with this bridge. So we've seen the lifts for platforms 2 and 3 and 6 and 7 and evidence of where the stairs will be for platform 1. The lift for platforms 4 and 5 hasn't yet been installed, but I'm sure this will be coming soon. Now let's take a look at the other side of the aerial concourse. Here is a view of the north side of this new aerial concourse. This is taken from Little Everleigh Street. You can now see an extension of this concourse to the north. This is over platforms 8 and 9. I'll explain this more shortly. These blue hoardings are on platforms 4 and 5. You can see a vertical support for the future stairs. The stairs for platforms 2 and 3 are at the same stage in construction. The beginnings of the stairs to platforms 6 and 7 are appearing just here, and behind it you can see the concourse extension above platforms 8 and 9 that I mentioned a moment ago. This north extension to the aerial concourse allows the lift and stairs to be further up the platform. But why do platforms 8 and 9 need to be treated differently to the others? Well, this is because the southern end of platforms 8 and 9, and to a lesser extent platform 10, are too narrow to accommodate lifts and escalators at the same locations as the other island platforms. The middle of the platforms are wider, hence the need for this extra aerial concourse. You can see how narrow platforms 8 and 9 are here, so there isn't enough space to safely get a lift on this side or stairs on the other side that are immediately from the aerial concourse. The aerial concourse extension is supported by 3 stilts, as you can see here. This leads to the lift and then to the stairs. All the lift shafts are made of black painted steel with fully framed glass panels. Concrete is used for the lift base. The concourse extension appears to use similar materials and finishes to match the lifts. You can see the stairs leading down to platforms 8 and 9 taking shape. And looking in more closely, you can see the actual stairs. Now, this concourse extension was put in place during a 3-day track work procession between Christmas and New Year. So how did they do it so quickly? The answer is by doing as much of the work as possible beforehand. Looking into the construction site on Marion Street on the 20th of December, so this was about 1 week before the 2 lifts and the concourse extension were installed, you can see the 2 lift shafts for platforms 5 and 6 and 8 and 9 being assembled. And over on the right is the concourse extension. Last but not least is platform 10. Due to the width of the south end of this platform, both the lift and stairs will be on the north of the aerial concourse. The stairs on the right lead to the existing Marion Street entrance. Coming into view now are 2 vertical concrete supports for the lift and stairs. Here is a good view of one of the fully framed glazed panels on the side of the aerial concourse, and you can also see the aluminium battens for the concourse ceiling quite clearly here as well. Here is an artist's impression of the inside of this concourse. Notice the fully framed glazed panels on the right. The underside of the bridge has 4 sections to it. These might be T-sections, but I'm not quite sure. If you know, do share this in the comments below. The underside of this bridge is being used to support the overhead wires on many of the running lines. There seems to be a number of varied and different ways of doing this. So on the north side of the concourse, we saw the beginnings of the stairs for platforms 6 and 7 and the extension of the concourse with the lift and stairs for platforms 8 and 9. No stairs for platforms 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 as yet, or the lift and stairs for platform 10. So I'm now on Little Everleigh Street, and behind me is where the new station entrance is going to be, and the entrance will be just here. The station entrance will be in this old warehouse building on 125 to 127 Little Everleigh Street. This building is owned by the New South Wales Government. You can see the aerial concourse behind it. The building has 3 levels, and the new station entrance will occupy the ground level and perhaps the floor above for station staff use. The station will include a canopy to the street and openings to the warehouse facade. Here is an artist's impression of the outside of this new station entrance. And this is how it will look on the inside. Notice the ticket gates to the right and the lift to platform 1 on the left. It is planned to allow other parts of this building to be used for retail or office space in the future. Being heritage listed, it is proposed to retain as much of the exterior and interior as possible. The existing building tenants have moved out, so the building is now empty. However, the building next to it, 129 to 131 Little Everleigh Street, will continue to be occupied while this work takes place. Here is a view of this building from the station. And from here you can see how the aerial concourse will connect with this building. Little Everleigh Street will become a shared zone. This basically means that it's designed for pedestrians and cyclists. Any other road users are limited to 10 km an hour and must give way to pedestrians and cyclists. The station office building on platform 1 is blocking where the stairs and the lift will go. It is also limiting the width of the Little Everleigh Street station entrance connection to the aerial concourse. This building dates back to 1884 and is a rare example of a Victorian station building. There are further station buildings on the north side of this concourse bridge, so the lift and stairs can't go there. This was taken in April 2021, just as this work was starting. You can see the other buildings on platform 1. All of these buildings are heritage listed, so it was important to find a way of retaining this Victorian station office building. The solution was to move it. So during November 2021, this 70-ton building was moved 18 metres further south. This building was strengthened prior to moving. The brick foundations were removed brick by brick. Whilst this was going on, a new poured concrete foundation for this building was constructed in its new location 18 metres further south. It was then placed on a metal pulling frame that was installed underneath the building and moved to its new location on top of the new concrete foundations. So this building used to be here and it is now here. As you can see, it is now much closer to another heritage building. If you know what this other building is, do let us all know in the comments. In the past, this building has been used as a ticket office, station office, railway telegraph office and an electrical workshop. It will be interesting to see what its future use might entail. Let's take a look at the new Marion Street entrance. I say new because it will completely replace the existing entrance. This new entrance will link directly into the aerial concourse. The existing entrance is very basic, just 3 opal pole readers and some steps down to platform 10. Passengers then need to walk along platform 10 to the main Lawson Street concourse to access other platforms. To the right of this entrance is the construction site for the new Marion Street station entrance. Work hasn't started on this station entrance as yet. Instead, this area is being used to pre-assemble lifts and other parts of the new aerial concourse, as you saw earlier. Here is an artist impression of how the new Marion Street station entrance will look. Both this and the Little Everleigh Street entrance will have a full ticket gate line, ticket machines and probably station staff on hand as well. This image is looking west with Gibbons Street behind. The existing station entrance is here. And here is another artist impression image, this time looking towards where the current Marion Street entrance is. Now looking south with the existing Marion Street entrance behind me, and you can see the old Everleigh Carriage Works building. This building is now being used by the National Innovation Centre. Notice the old railway lines in front of this building. And if you follow the tracks, you'll get to the current Everleigh maintenance sheds. I highly recommend exploring this area the next time you're in Redfern. So that's the new Southern Aerial Concourse at Redfern Station. It's pretty impressive. I'll do a future update maybe in a few months' time as this work continues. If you have any comments or questions, do leave those below. If you enjoyed this video, do give it a like, give it a thumbs up, and do subscribe to the Transport Vlog YouTube channel if you haven't already. And also consider supporting me on Patreon. There's a link in the description below to that. So I'd like to thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye for now.